Uncle, I want to know how we'll manage the government money.
Why?
As citizens, we have to know.
Good. There are basic rules of governance in the Constitution regarding public money.
Constitution, what is it?
A constitution is the fundamental law upon which all other laws of a country are based and must conform.
Okay, then.
The Constitution of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka in Article 148 says Parliament shall have full control over public finance. No tax, rate or any other levy shall be imposed by any local authority or any other public authority, except by or under the authority of a law passed by Parliament or of any existing law.
It means all tax and fees payable by us.
Yes, you are correct. In the Article 149 of the Constitution, the Consolidated Fund has been established.
What for?
To raise funds. Receipts of this fund are all taxes, imposts, rates and duties and all other revenues and all receipts of the Republic not allocated to specific purposes.
That means all the fees and taxes we pay like VAT, license fees, services charges.
Yes.
How about ATF, EPF, local government assessment tax or rates?
No, they go to separate fund, because they have separate law.
May I know what will be spent from this fund?
Interest on the public debt, sinking fund payments, charges and expenses incidental to the collection, management and receipt of the consolidated fund, and any other expenditure determined by the Parliament.
Okay, may I know how withdrawal of sums from consolidated fund?
In the Article 150 of the Constitution, an authority of a warrant should be obtained from the Finance Minister to withdraw from the consolidated fund. Finance Minister should issue the warrant if the sum has by resolution of Parliament or by any law been granted for specified public services for the financial year.
It means appropriation bill should be passed in the Parliament for the financial year.
Yes, after passed by Parliament it becomes an act.
What will be happen? When the President dissolves Parliament before pass the appropriation bill for the financial year.
Then, President has authorized the withdrawal fund from the consolidated fund and the expenditure of such sums as he may consider necessary for the public services until the expiry of a period of 3 months from the date on which the new Parliament is summoned to meet. When the President has dissolved Parliament and fixes a date for general election, when the Parliament has not already made provision for the election, President is authorized to get fund for election after consulting the Commissioner of Elections.
Then how about urgent and unforeseen or emergency situation like tsunami?
Well, we have provisions in Article 151 of the Constitution to create a contingencies fund for the purpose of providing funds for urgent expenditure.
Can I know how get funds from the contingencies fund?
The Minister in charge of the subject of finance, if satisfied that the expenses are necessary and there is no provision for such expenses, with the consent of the President, Finance Minister has provision to be made by an advance from the contingencies fund. As soon as possible after every such advance, a supplementary estimate shall be presented to Parliament for the purpose of replacing the amount so advanced. In Article 152 of the Constitution says, impose charges upon the consolidated fund or other funds of the Republic, or the imposition of any tax or the repeal, augmentation or reduction of any tax for the time being in force shall be introduced in Parliament by a minister. And such a proposal must have been approved by the Cabinet.
It means unless ministers any other Parliament members cannot present a financial proposal.
Yes. According to Article 153 there shall be an Auditor General. He should be qualified auditor and appointed by the President after getting approval of the Constitutional Council. The salary of the Auditor General shall be determined by Parliament and shall not be diminished during his term of office.
That's good. How shall the Auditor General become vacant?
Upon his death. If a written request is made regarding his resignation to the President. On his attaining the age of 60 years. On his removal by the President on account of ill health or physical or mental infirmity. When removed by the President in accordance with a resolution passed by Parliament. When the Auditor General is unable to discharge the functions of his office, the President may, subject to the approval of the Constitutional Council, appoint a qualified auditor to act in the place of the Auditor General.
Can I know, what kind of office Auditor General shall audit?
The Auditor General shall audit all departments of the government, President's Secretary Office, Prime Minister's Secretary Office, Cabinet Minister's Office, Judicial Service Commission, the Parliamentary Commissioner for Administration, Secretary General of Parliament, The Commission to be answerable to Parliament, local authorities, public corporations, government-owned business, public corporation or local authority holds 50% or more of the shares of that company.
It mean all government-owned institution.
Yes.
How about cricket board?
I am not going to say anything.
There is a good financial control system in the Constitution, therefore, it is our responsibility to send good and honest people to the Parliament.
You are correct.